सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace, peace unto us all. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We welcome all of you for the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. Now we are doing the study circle on Gita Vahini, and we are on chapter 12 on page 109 in the printed copy, hard copy, and page 54 in the soft copy, what you got. So just briefly, last week we extensively discussed about Omkar, Pranava, because he says, Swami gave a lot of importance to Pranava. Lord Krishna says he is Pranava among the Vedas. There are Vedas. Vedas, actually, people think Vedas are four, but they are Ananto Vai Veda. They say Veda is nothing but Veda means knowledge. These revelations from God over thousands of years, but people cannot read that. So Veda Vyasa was so kind. He put taken some of them and codified and classified them and put them into four Vedas: Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharvana Veda. So these are the things. So here, they are the main part of the Jnana Kanda. End of is called Upanishads. That is why it's called Vedanta. Why is called Vedanta? Anta means the end. It is the end part of the Vedas. That is why Upanishads. And that is why it is called Vedanta, which is the Jnana path, Jnana knowledge, essence of everything. And there the essence of Upanishads is Gita. The essence of Vedas is Upanishads. The essence of Upanishads is Bhagavad Gita. Because people cannot read Vedas, they had Upanishads. Because you can't read Upanishads, so many, the Lord Krishna made for our sake. And here, Swami beautifully going over these yogas one by one. So right now, if you go to, that's why I want people to go to the text also of the Bhagavad Gita. So Swami, like last week when we talked, that is Vijnana Yoga, chapter 7, he talked about the explanation for Shloka 8, 9, and 10, and 11. So there, one thing we talked about is the significance of Om, because where he says, I am the Om in Vedas. So anybody can summarize in Vedas about the Veda, Omkaram? So we talked about, anyway, I don't want to have this quiz. So main thing he was talked about how when we chant 21 times, it really purifies our 5 organs of action, 5 organs of perception, 5 pranas, 5 is good. And that is, then you go to the Atma, which is the 21st one. And also how Om, A, U, Ma, this is the 3 letters in that thing. Om comprised of the A, U, Ma. So it represents Trinity. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, creation, preservation, sustenance. 3 Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama Vedas. And 3 states of consciousness. Awake, Jagrat, Sushupti, and Swapna. That means awake, wakefulness state, dream state, and deep sleep stage. So it has significance in many ways, and also 3 lokas. Bhuloka, this is Arthaloka, Puvarloka, and Suvarloka. That means all the 3 lokas it represents. And the main importance is it is direct line to God. Once you say, that's why Brahman, if you want to say one in one letter, you say Brahman means Om Ityekaksharam Brahma. One letter is this is conveys Brahman. That is why for all gods, whether it is Divine Mother or for Lord Shiva or for Vishnu, even Ganapati, everybody, even Subramanya, so everything is Omkar. That's why even it is a saying, God doesn't need, but Subramanya, it appears, taught his own father, Lord Shiva, about the significance of pranava. So that is the importance of pranava. So always we should see the importance and chant, then you really enjoy the benefits of pranava. And then we also talked about anything you see glorious in the world, you think it is because of God. Like you taste water, it's because of, he says, I am the raso, I am the taste in the water. And you see a strong person, I am balam, I am the strength in the strong people. So, and I am the light among the light, like sun, moon, everything is the light. So whatever we see, we should remind of the divinity. And also he says, even desires is nothing wrong to have desires. So he clearly says, but dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi. But the desires we have should not be against dharma. You can have dharmic desires, have desires which will help you and the world. You should not have selfish desires. So he says, it's okay to have desire, but desire for God is the purest and the best desire. The others you can have, but it should be only on the basis of dharma. So that is where we talked about. And now he is going to expand about that question of the strength, where we talked about, where what is this strength? He says, I am the strength which is free from greed and lust. So that is the real balam, that is the real strength he has got. So we will now start on page 109 and paragraph, of course, when I say strength. So you are reading, Krishna? Okay.
Of course, when I say strength, I mean the strength of the intellect, buddhi balam. For the world knows many varieties of balams, strength, fortitude. Dhana balam, born of wealth. Vidya balam, born of scholarship. Jana balam, coming from the consciousness that one has a large following. Manobalam, arising from one's determination. Deha balam, which is just muscular force, etc. All those are to be considered as mine, for I am the Parameshwara. Only all forms of strength have to be free from kama and raga, desire and attachment. If kama and raga adhere, then it becomes bestial strength, not divine. It is Pashubalam, not Pashupati Balam. Kama means the desire to possess a thing, which is so strong that even when there is no chance of securing it, the mind hankers for it. Raga is the feeling that a thing must be in one's possession, even though it is evident that it cannot be there long, for it is after all an evanescent thing. Ranjana is the root of the word raga. Ranjana indicates the capacity to give pleasure. Any form of strength that is polluted by either of these two cannot claim the dignity of divinity. Some forms of balam, strength, attain height or depth according to the status they are allotted by the owners. For example, riches. If riches reach a wicked man, They create vanity, pride, cruelty, and contempt. If they are with a good man, they are directed along the paths of charity and good works. Physical strength is used by the wicked to injure others, while the good use it to protect others from harm. I'll stop here, I guess.
Yeah.
So, the most important thing just now Dr. Reddy said about all the strengths, that is He, as long as this kama and raga, desire and attachment, it's not, if it is not polluted by that, it becomes divine. Otherwise, it is pashubalam. It is basically, it's not divine. It's so the most important thing is not the balam or the strength. It is this kama and raga that which we should definitely eliminate. Again, all these things, this whole thing I was thinking about when I reading it. Immediately, what I was just remembering is one of the greatest Tamil saint, Patinathar. Very famous in Tamil. There's a famous saying. It says, "Kadatra usiyum varadu kan kadai," which means even the eyeless needle, it is useless in a marketplace. Even that needle is useless. Once it death, it is not going to come with you. That is what the basic that particular verse says. But there's a story behind it. This Patinathar is called Thiruvengatar. He's the one, and basically what it happens is he's a very rich man. He was a Vaishya and he was doing trade. He was living in Kaveri Pumbatinam, which is the place where the trade happens. There is a lot of gold from the Arabic side comes to that place. And what happens is he and his wife Sivagalai, they all had so much wealth they didn't have a child. So of course the Lord wants to bless them, but it's also want a story around it, and He wants to make him, of course, his devotee, right? So what happens is there is another devotee called Shiva Sharma, who is a Brahmin who prays in that temple nearby. The temple is the name of the Lord is called Marutavanan. So he comes into the dreams of both. Hey, there is a baby here. Take this baby and give it to Shiva Sharma. He is telling to give it to this Patinathar, and he will give you a lot of wealth. And Patinathar also, he goes to in his dream and tells this man is going to come. You take the baby, for the weight of that baby, give him wealth, because this Shiva Sharma always serves the devotees. So exactly as the Lord told, he went to that bilwa tree. The baby was there. He took the baby and gives it to the Patinathar, and he weighs the baby and gives as much as the gold, because he has so much wealth. He was so happy that the Lord has given this. But the whole point is that the baby is growing, and the 12 or 13 years comes. The child now wants to, he's almost not young adult. He wants to go, Father, I want to go to trade, and he goes to trade and comes back. So his father was waiting for months for him. He went in the sea and then comes back with, finally everybody says, storm, he is gone or something, but finally he arrives. The best thing is the father was waiting for him, but even that desire for wealth is there. So the father comes and he meets, and then where is the wealth? He's asking. First, his son has come, so that is most important. He recognizes that. Then before, what he does is, before coming to see his father, he goes to his mother and gives a box. That's a nice box he gives, and he comes back to see his father. Father, I have brought so many sacks of wealth. And then he runs away. that sacks of wealth they opened, it's all cow dung. It's nothing, nothing inside. So, so frustrated. This man went so far. I gave so much wealth. I spent for him. This is the kind of person I have got. My son, what is he going to do in his? He was very frustrated. But then it's so much frustration. He breaks that cow dung. So much gold and pearls and everything comes out of that dung. And then the sacks of that whole dung is all wealth. Then he got so happy now. In one first few minutes he was unhappy, and then immediately he became happy that his son has really got how much wealth. He runs back to the home, and he tries to find his wife, and wife comes back, and Mardavanan did not come here. He's not here, and she actually he gave a box, and then they opened the box. This is what is written there. Kadatravusiyam varadu kan kadavai. This is actually the Lord's words. Which Mardavanan is actually the Lord himself who was born in their family. Then Patinatha realizes that there is no use of this wealth at all. Then and there he completely, like Lord Buddha, he gives up everything and he goes as a sannyasi. That's it. He doesn't comes back. What it means is that till that time he wasn't realizing that all this wealth is also for, of course, he was doing all good work, but this raga, this kama and raga was there. The moment that is gone, the wealth that he got, that the realization, that is what I think this whole thing what Swami is explaining. The moment I was reading that immediately that story comes to me to share with all of you.
Good. Anybody else has any comments? So Swami is telling Bala, so see, we repeatedly said Dhana Bala, Jnana Bala, Mano Bala, Deha Bala. So all our Bala means all the strengths. There's nothing, we all need that. So you need money, right? Without that you can pay your rent, you can buy the food, and so you need the money. But as Swami said, compared to the shoes, it's enough. So it is too much, you cannot walk the shoes big, it's too small. So right down to meet our needs. After that, it really doesn't make. So money is needed. You will have the power of money, power of knowledge. Knowledge also is good to have, and power of people to support you, like even the organization you want to do everything, you need people to help you. Alone you cannot run. So all these things, and physical strength is needed. Sometimes you don't have physical strength, you cannot do activities. So all the physical strength, intellectual strength, strength due to scholarship, wealth, all is needed. But the highest bala is daiva bala. That means strength because of God. If we have God's grace, all this is okay. Without that, these things would not make any difference. Classical example is Ravanasura in Ramayana. He has Dhanabala, he has so much wealth, and he has Vidyabala. He is very well versed in scriptures. That is why he has 10 heads. Swami says that is represents 4 Vedas. He was mastery in 4 Vedas and 6 Shastras. And he has got also Janabala, he has got the whole kingdom, people at his beck and call, able to serve. And physically also he was very strong. He has got all those special astras and weapons. But he had this bad desire, a selfish desire. So the same thing, he used it for good purpose, it is okay, but he used it for wrong purpose that led to his destruction for Ravana. So he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva actually, but he was destroyed because of his selfish desire, which he wanted to use his for personal pleasures, which is the wrong thing. So there is nothing, but the same money, what that man changed, Patnatar Krishna said, you use it for good purpose. Swami says there is nothing wrong in money, but how the money is used. Like the knife, there is nothing wrong. Swami said, beautiful example. Knife, you can use in the wrong hands, can kill people, right? Knife in the hands of a surgeon, he can save life because he can remove they save the life of a person. So it is nothing wrong with that, how it is used, whether it is the money, physical strength. Another example is Duryodhana. Is the same thing. He has got so much wealth, he has got so much strength, so much thing, but he has got that selfish desire used for his own power, aggrandizement, and show. That is why he was also at the end destroyed. Whereas people, even every little thing they have, they give in charities. They think about the highest good of others. They are the one who will be saved. The greatest wealth we should all ask for is grace of a wealth of divine grace. Because we have divine grace, as Swami says, everything is zero. This dana balam, wealth, power is 1 0. That deha balam, physical strength is 1 0. And buddhi balams, intellectual strength is 1 0. Jana balam, strength with people is 1 0. All are zeros. But you put daiva balam, if you have God's thing, it will become millions, billions, trillions. But if you take away, a lot of mathematicians are there. What happened? Any number of zeros is zeros, right? Two zeros, three zeros, zeros is zeros. You have 10 zeros is zero. So we should always aspire for divine grace. That is what people. Why did Lord Buddha give away his beautiful family? He gave away his kingdom and everything in search of the truth. So if he just didn't give away, enjoy his royal life, he would be one more king. Nobody would even remember. Because he sacrificed it, now billions of people in the world worship him, right? So I don't know, I think one of the largest, one more than a billion, I think, practice Buddhism. So because he was this little king in a place in Nepal, so then now because he sacrificed his personal comforts in search of truth, and he also because of his teachings, so many people were enlightened, so he became adored and worshipped by millions around the world. So you need to, that is why it said, Tyagena Ike Amrutatva Manasi. Only by sacrifice one attains immortality. So that is why in the olden days, that is a tradition in our scriptures you read, after they reach a particular age, these people go for contemplative life. They don't get, instead of retirement, they said they think completely focus on the sanya. This way, for stages. First is, what are the stages? First is bachelor, brahmachari. That you are a student, you're learning. Then next is householder, grihastha. Just you get married, you support the society. Then become vanaprastha. Then just you become recluse after the age of 50. Then you focusing more on God. Then sannyasi, that means he completely get rid of all the worldly bondage, attachment, complete focus on God. So those days, even kings used to do that. That is a part of the thing. So who wants to give away kingdom and do that? But they used to, that is they considered that is a important part of our life. You need to fulfill all the stages. But there are some noble souls in their previous life, probably they finished their stages, all those stages. So jump, like some people come from high school, they can go to PhD, they're so bright people. So there are some great souls like Swami Vivekananda, Brahmananda, this Ramana Maharshi. They didn't need to go through all these Grihastha, Vanaprastha. They directly jump into sannyasi stage where they're completely enlightened and they make others also enlightened. So that is the thing. You don't need to really say, oh, do I have to go through that? And no, you don't need to get married and you have the things. You can jump directly into the things if you're ready for that. You need to be ready. So that is why important thing is try to always aspire for Daiva Balam and don't have this selfish end to meet, use these powers. Anybody has any comments? Yes. Uh,
E-
yeah, go ahead, Darwin.
Saram Uncle, as always, it is very thought provoking. Whenever I attend this, I just feel that it provokes so many thoughts and brings up. So I don't know whether it's a question or an observation, but I'll just share what is happening within me when I hear all this. So I found it very interesting that Swami said you should not have raga and kama. Usually raga, dvesha, that's how it is used. But Swami says you should not have raga and kama. towards money and any of the balam. So if taking the money balam, the wealth uh, thing is, when you say that it should be like the size of the shoe, money should not be too big or too small. My question is, at a practical level, how do I know my shoe size? Is it 6 or 12? Should I be satisfied with $300,000 or $3 million? So as I was thinking this, I'll just complete one more sentence, Uncle. As I was thinking this, and you continue to speak, I don't know. I got a thought that maybe it's not about an absolute quantity, but about having a detachment. That's why Swami said no raga or kama. So I don't know, but this is my question:
How do you know what is the right size? So the same thing happened to me.
how to
Swami,
detach towards it?
no, that is one aspect. Same thing I thought. Swami says you should eat moderate amount of food, right amount, right quantity. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too little. I had really doubt the iktahara vihara, the right amount of the food. I said, how to say, Swami? Somebody who is a 120 pounds, that guy is different, and 180 pounds is different. Somebody who works very hard, physical exercise is different. Somebody sits in the sofa, watches TV, that is different. So different. So how do we know it's the right amount of food? Swami gave a right answer similar to that. He says, everybody before eating, right, when you are hungry, hunger is one of the terrible things. When you're hungry, people said they will do anything to satisfy their hunger. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, first, when somebody is saying hungry, don't teach them Vedanta, give them bread, get them food. So similarly, Swami says, before eating, you are hungry and you are light. You are, because you are there. But once you eat, you should, after finishing eating, that is the right quantity for anybody, whether it is small or not, just your hunger should be gone. And once that is gone, and after you finish eating, when you get up, it should be same light. Only difference between before and after should be hunger is gone. If you feel, oh, I'm so heavy, it is up to, some people say it's up to my neck, I can't eat anymore, don't put one thing, it will come out, or just, and you drink too much water, or you thirsty, or that means you overate. So that is the criteria, and that criteria is different. Some people, or I see some people who is really hard working, they eat 5 times as much, but they feel good. So it is individual. Same thing with money. Money, Swami clearly said, money should be used for basic requirements like food, shelter, and then your basic desires. Above that, it is more, it should be used for the good cause. Swami clearly said you should use 4 ways. 1/4 of your, you should say you make 100,000 rupees in India or here dollars, you use 25% for charitable purposes. So 25% you should save, Swami says, for the rainy day, and 25% you should use for your personal use. 25% for family and friends. Like that you should use. So if you don't use like that, use only for yourself, or even worse is accumulating the wealth. Swami says that's the greatest sin. Swami says, blood duddu circulation undala. That means he said you should be have always money, and the blood should be in circulation. We all know as doctors, once blood is not in circulation, there is a stagnation in the heart. What happens? You get a heart attack because it is clogged artery. They open it up. If you have clogged artery, the blockage, the blood in the brain area, blood vessel, you get a stroke. So always, you get a clogged vessels going to the legs, your leg will get gangrene. So blood should circulate. Similarly, money says don't try to, particularly here in India more so, people accumulate wealth for generations. It is not only enough for them, for next life, next generation. That is not good. So actually Swami quotes this, money has only 4 ways. If first thing is, it could be used danamu, bhogamu, nasham, 3 ways actually. Either money, it should be used for dhanam, charitable purposes, giving for good causes, humanitarian, helping others. Second is, if you can't do that, bhogam, enjoy. At least you go on nice vacation, you send good food. Some people don't even use for their personal use, or use it for your family, let the family enjoy, friends. That is that bhogam, that is enjoy. If you don't do those two, if you don't use your money for good purpose, charities, or for your own enjoyment or family, the third will be nasham. That means it will be gone. So the government will come and steal it, put taxes and steal your money, or your heirs, your children, grandchildren will mess up. I had remember one of my grand uncles. He had so much wealth after died. This man didn't spend anything for. This guy went and bought 2, 3 cars, luxury cars, got into accidents, spoiled the money. The whole thing was, he blew away within 10, 15 years because he didn't earn, he inherited. So your heirs will spoil, or the government will take away, thieves will take away. So better you enjoy, family enjoy, and give it for good causes. Otherwise, that is the end. This is the scripture says, Danamu, Bhogamu, Nashamu. But to say, so try to use it. So coming back to that, each one has to decide anything which makes us indulgence, so that means makes us too much indulge in anything, any senses, and takes away from God, that is not good. So the money, so it should be, we all know that in our own thing. So somebody has, instead of one house, we have 10 houses, one on the beach, one on the mountains, one in the forest and all things. Instead of one car, I know one friend who has got 6 cars. So I went to Dubai. That guy takes, one day he takes me in Maserati, another day in a Ferrari, another day he took me in this Rolls Royce, and another day different. Each car must be so expensive. Then, but for me, it didn't make a difference. I asked, "How is the right?" I said, "I like the SUV better because you can sit a little bit." Because these are all low clearance, these Porsches. So because they're all expensive, the very low clearance for sitting. I said so. But for him, it is a question of show off and pomp. So anything which is used for pomp, show, that is dambo dharpa. You should avoid that. But just you, there is pleasure, as a Swami said. I told in the beginning itself, dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamasmi, something which is not against dharma. So just you can have, even that enjoyment is also God given. So that pleasure, but that is not the ultimate pleasure. There is a fraction of Daivananda. Good point. So everything in middle path. Okay, so you want to
Thank you,
continue?
Uncle. Yes, Uncle. Yeah.
Good. Any other comments? Okay.
Another point has to be noted here. Krishna said that even krodha, anger, and lobha, greed, which are not opposed to dharma, are forms of expression of the divine. Therefore, why repeat it 1,000 times? All feelings, all forms, all things and beings are born out of the para, higher, and the apara, lower nature of the self same divine essence. But to have higher feelings and emotions, he must accustom himself to see my form in the higher feelings, higher forms, and higher beings. Still, you must not get away with the idea that only the higher is divine and the lower is not. That is not correct. The objective world, with all its sattvic, rajasic, tamasic things, reactions, impulses, all originate in God. This conviction can grow in you and get firmly fixed only by reasoning it out and getting its truth affirmed. It's a very powerful paragraph, I think. Stop here. Um, the most important learning is that first the Lord said, all this strength, balam, everything is divine. And here also he says everything is divine. But in the previous paragraph, Swami said there is also Pashubalam, Pashupati Balam, he said. This is not out of divine. But here he calls everything is divine. There's nothing that's not divine. Even lower things or higher things, whatever you consider. The most important thing is this, because the moment we have this Dvaita Bhava, do have that then it's not correct. That's what Swami is correcting us and letting us know that you have to go beyond this two, higher and lower, and see everything as divine, and everything comes from him is divine. Because we always see from the we work, and many times we have interactions, we have to deal with people. Immediately we think, oh, this person is that, that person is that. It's because of we feel that lower, higher, that interactions. But finally what we feel that it's all God putting together, and we see God in everyone. Then this, all the other things, the higher, lower, whatever we are perceiving as, it just goes away, and then we think we see the God and we see everything is divine. So that's the most important thing, that we need to always be one pointed with rejecting everything, all this higher, lower thing, and then basically this is all divine, this is all divine, this is all divine. The thing that we talked about, Om, that is what it will take us. That when we hold that Nirakara Brahman, that's what happens is when we concentrate on that, we see the divinity in everything. So that's my understanding of this paragraph.
So in Prakriti, he is telling Swami, everybody understand, please. Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Whole manifestation of the universe is called Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. So Apara Prakriti is everything we see, the manifestation, people, mountains, rivers, beings, animals. And Para Prakriti is divine, which is there. So in life we try to differentiate. Right here we are focusing on Para. That is why Para Vidya, Para Vidya. In the beginning you should say like Neti, Neti. There is one of the Vedanta, like Atma, to realize Atma. Oh, I'm not this body, I'm not this body. Then you realize, no, I'm not this mind, because mind changes. I'm not the intellect. Finally you realize you are not the body, mind, intellect, you are the Atma. But that is in the beginning stage. So I'm not Apara Prakriti, but I'm Para Prakriti. But the stage will come when you reach the ultimate, you think everything is divine. So-called thing which you denied, it is not divine. That is why beautifully in Bhagavatam it's saying, when Shishupala is such a bad guy, he criticizes Lord Krishna so many times, more than 100 times, he takes away his head. What happens after that? His light goes and merges in Lord Krishna. Dharmaraja gets, why God, this guy is so bad. He was going on cursing you, doing all that. He goes and merges with you. We do so much Ashwamedha Yaga, this yajna, we try to follow Dharma, and we are stuck. So that is why he says, but there the explanation, Bhagavatam says, he is so bad. He is always thinking of Lord Krishna, hating him so much. He is thinking more about me, Lord Krishna, Dhyan, you with love. Sometimes you think, whereas the guy is even night and day, sleeping and waking, he is thinking about me. So that is called Vairi Bhakti. So Lord, you can anyway think the most you remember is better. So that is why, like Gopikas, with so much, like they thought he's a beloved. That is how they loved him. And Yadavas, they think, oh, Lord Krishna is our friend, and did like that. Dharmaraja, Arjuna, they thought he is our friend and God. So whereas these guys, Shishupala and then Kamsa, they hated. But all of them, interestingly, when they die, their light goes and merges. So actually Narada says, it looks like this Vairi Bhakti looks like works better, but there is a purpose for which they were born, because they were the gate. It is a long story. They were the gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu at one time. These people, they were born. So for people who don't know the story, so Lord Vishnu was there. This is all for the purpose. That is how the Ramayana and all these scriptures come. So Lord Vishnu was there in his Vaikunta. So they had got 7 compound walls. So even kings, they had to go 1 or 2, 3 doors you had to pass. He has 7. When you come to the 7th, then you can enter, because you must be pure-hearted one. So then Vishnu was there. Then he has 2 gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. So people really get arrogant after, even with Swami, I have seen everybody, when they become closer to God, they think they become like God. They divide, they get lost, they become rude, and they arrogant. They take control of the whole thing. Even for saints, I see some people who take care of the saints thing. They take control over the thing. They try to boss over their own guru. So these people came, and then there are four little children, like Prajnan says. There's only 5-year-old children. They come there to see Lord Vishnu. And these guys say, hey, you are little kids, what are you talking about? The very fact they could come to Vaikuntha, that means they are the evolved souls. They are the four great rishis. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, and Sanat Sujata. They are great rishis, but they are cursed to be only look like 5-year-olds. So this guy, they laugh at him, hey, you are little kids, what are just get lost, what are you talking about? So these guys, they said, what are you thinking about? You have become so arrogant because of this being the gatekeepers. So you will be born into on the earth as humans. You will be born on the earth. Because they were in Vaikuntha, they are in the divine abode. Now suddenly they have to go down. They prayed, Lord, what to do. So they have two choices. Either they can be born any number of lives, 100 lives, as friends, or they have a choice 3 lifetimes as enemies. They said, we cannot stay away from Lord Vishnu. They love so much. Just give us three lifetimes. We won't mind hating and being on the other side of the thing. That shows itself their love. They don't want to be away from his. So in the first life, they were born as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. In the Ravana and Kumbhakarna.
Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu.
Yeah, first, good boy. He's very alert. Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha.
Hiranyaksha.
First, yeah. First person who was killed was Hiranyaksha by the Varaha, then Hiranyakashipu by Narsimha. So you are good, you are on top. So first life they were brothers, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So the Hiranyaksha was killed by Varaha Avatara, Hiranyakashipu by Narsimha. So, and their next life was the Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And they were killed by Lord Rama. And third one is Shishupala
Shishupala.
Dantavakta. They were the nephews of Lord Krishna, actually. They are the sister sons of Lord the Vasudeva. So they were killed by Lord Krishna. So all the 3 lives, and then they go back to the Vaikuntha. So they have chosen to be on the other side as enemies. So, and then but they were thinking all the time of Lord Vishnu all the time, through the hate. That is why I say, whatever it is, constant remembrance of God, it purifies you. So that is the story of how you come to. Yeah, you can know. That is the thing. Yeah, no, that is why you can go to even heavens. That is why beautifully Lord Krishna says, Shine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. These are all like places. You have got a lot of money. You go on a vacation to Monte Carlo or just nice places. After you finish your vacation time, you come back to your original place, right? These are all the spots. Even the position of Indra, Brahma, they're only for a period. So you can be a Brahma for 400,000 years. So after that, there will another Brahma will come. And same thing with Indra, you will be there for so many lakhs of years. Then another Indra will come. All these are positions. Whereas that is why they say you should choose to be liberated once for all. There is no question of coming back. That is what the sages, that is why in Purusha Suktam it says, Marichinam Padamichanti. That means even the gods desire to be in the position of these great rishis. They won't be born because they're liberated once for all. Whereas even these devas, gods, demigods, and all that, they are bound by greed. Like Indra, he doesn't want anybody to take his position there. So that's why he disturbs people who are doing penance. From all these people also have this different degree. So everybody, as he says, sattvic, tamasic, rajasic, right? We just talked. The whole thing came from God. So the lowest is tamasic. People always like to drink, be merry, eat meeting, gambling, do bad things. They are the tamasic. They are the lowest rakshasas there. Then Next comes Rajasic, like we are human beings. We have ambition, greed, we want to attain something. So that is the thing. If you develop a divine qualities where love, compassion, kindness, charity, sacrifice, that is Daivika quality, divine qualities. The more predominant you are those good qualities, you are Daivik. That is why in you're talking about heaven, they say you should do 100 Ashwamedha yajnas, you become Indra. So even Indra loses position, and there's a big story in the scripture. There is a king called Nahusha. Because they didn't find anybody to fill the position, that post was empty, they need to have somebody. Then the Nahusha, they found this king. If he did 100 Ashwamedha yajnas, okay, 90 yajnas, then you come, you be the Indra. Then they take him to be Indra, because these are all positions. Indra, Brahma, they were there. But the ultimate thing, if you want to be liberated, is yes, completely you are not merge as Satchidananda. That is the only way. All these other things are temporary, Vaikuntha, Kailasa, and all those things. That is why Bhagavan Ramana nicely explains. These are all concepts of the mind. But ultimately you want only complete liberation from this bondage. That is the only way to go. So for that, it is all this Vedanta clearly says what it is. So like you remember in the Kena Upanishad, how even the gods, like fire god, the wind god, they were also deluded by illusion, Maya. They think they did that when there was a fighting between gods and demons. Who won? The gods won. Then they thought they, because of their own power. Then Mother, Divine Mother, which is power, they want to teach a lesson. So then there's a nice column of light like H.M. It is the Divine Mother who appears in front of them to teach them a lesson. And Lord Indra says, find out who that is. Then first he sends fire god, go and find out, Agni. He goes there and says, who are you? He says, so I am fire. I can destroy anything, burn even the forest, even green forest I can burn. I have so much power. Then this power puts just a blade of grass. Hey, burn that. Can't burn. God, you can't believe I burned so much, but I can't burn a little blade of grass with these things. Then in the sense, the Vayu, then the wind god. He says, who are you? I am the wind. I can blow away even the buildings, big forests, mountains also I can lift away. I'm so powerful. Okay, put the same blade of grass. Okay, blow it. Try to blow and it doesn't even move at all. Then they come back, this is something we don't know what power it is. Indra, you yourself go. Then there is, hey, you guys are very proud that because of your power you win. This is because of what energy I gave, you could fight. So that is the one that even the gods, they get deluded. So even Arjuna, you remember? So he destroyed all those people, but once the war is over, Lord Krishna, after before he leaving the body, he tells Arjuna, take care of my people, his ladies and everything. And this Arjuna, who had the Pashupata Vastra, he is such a greatest warrior, he couldn't fight even the tribal people after Lord Krishna is gone, because he lost, Krishna was his power. Without Lord Krishna, he was zero. So he could not even fight the tribal people. So the lesson is the real strength is divine. So once you realize that, there is no question of coming back and going back. That is what Lord Krishna says. Punarjanma na vidyate. So just once you do that, there is no question of being born, because all these people again come back. Indra, you come back. Brahma, you come back. Every position you come back. But the stage where you reach that, Punarjanma na vidyate. Then simple solution, do you know what we chant in the morning? Suprabhatam. Prabhatam idam punyam ye patanti dine dine ye vishanti parandhama vijnana shobhita. What is parandhama? There is the definition Lord Krishna gives. Yadgatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. Having gone which, there is no question of coming back. Everywhere you go, you come back. You go to heaven, Vaikuntha, Swarga, you will come back again next life after finishing good karma. Here, Parandhama means, there is definition, Lord Krishna is Yadgatva Anivartante Tadhama Paramam Mama. Once having gone which, you don't come back. So that just simply with love you chant even Suprabhatam every day, you don't have, but you should have do it with that conviction and love. So that is what the ultimate thing is. Swarga Apavarga. That is why even Lalita Sahasranam says Swarga Apavargada. You chant. That means mother will give both Swarga, that means heavens, where the greatest pleasures, and Apavargada, that means moksha. So you don't want Sarga, you want Apavarga. Having gone which, there is nothing coming back. So she can give you both. But most of the people want Swarga, be nice pleasures, good time. You eat there in heaven, your stomach won't hurt. You drink a lot, it doesn't bother you. You have all pleasures. Here we have to pay the consequences. There, nothing. You can enjoy anything without any consequence. So people want to go to Swarga. But ultimate is, you want Apavarga, where there is no question of coming back. That is the ultimate stage. Everything else is, you have to repeat. Okay, I think we are already over like 5 minutes.